right, welcome back to Ground Zero, coming at you with episode 9. So just a quick recap of last week. We ended up X1 3-1 at our locals. Just missed top 4 by one placement. We ended up 5th place. But the deck felt really good regardless. So for this week, I wanted to focus on beating Ryziel. With the format that we're currently in now before Alliance Insight comes out, we got about like 2-ish weeks. I feel like it's going to be very open, but the one thing we like just auto lose to is just Detonator. In this version of the deck anyway, Detonator just absolutely kills this deck. It solos by itself. So I think for the next at least episode or two, I think I'm going to disrespect Malice a little more in terms of taking out some of the silver bullets out of the side deck, and adding more not silver bullets but outs to Detonator. One thing I was thinking about adding to the side deck, like I was in I think episode 2, is I was mulling on adding DD Crows, because now people are just starting to figure out the DD Crow is a really good card. Obviously in episode 2 we discussed how the Bestials I went with were better, only for the fact that they obviously provide you a body. But now a lot of people are on the DD Crow wave. Thank you, Dickabooey. Due to like it can hit any card, whether it's the annoying Fiendsmith in Paradise or anything else your opponent needs spell or trap wise to get going. But instead we're gonna hold off on the DD Crows for now, because as you know we've been running the bells and they've been MVP and people are now just finding out about them. I feel like obviously they weren't that great in the format before, but like I've always felt like they were pretty niche, and when they did resolve, they were pretty impactful. So for the ads that we're putting in the side deck this week are the 3 copies of Metaltronus. Now with the reprint, these things before were going for like $8 to $10 for the super before the reprint. Now we can get 25-cent commons. So we get a playset for about 75 cents. We'll call it $1. So now we're just sitting $40 in our bank, and then at the $10 next week we're sitting at $50, and hopefully the stuff that I have ordered comes in by the next episode, so we can do some more major changes. But again, I wanted to mostly focus on beating Detonator, because as said previously, this thing just solos our deck, and I don't think we're going to see much Malice until Alliance Insight comes out, and then obviously we're gonna have to respect Malice again. So enough yapping. Let me just show you guys the deck profile. Let's get right into it. All right, as always, we are starting with the 3 bricks, the 2 OGs and the 1 Jet Dragon. 3 is just too much. We had some fun running a 3 and some success, but 3 OGs is just too much. And then Jet has been coming up a lot for me, and obviously it's another out to Detonator. This is all going to be pretty standard. The 3 Sages. Sorry, new sleeves are a little slippery. 3 Maidens. And then 3 Neo-Kaiser Seahorse. So that gives us 6 good normal summons in terms of the Kaiser Seahorse and the Sage. And then for our Blue Eye spells and traps, 3 Wishes, 2 Roar. We're running the 1 Ultimate Fusion, the mandatory 1 Mausoleum, mandatory True Light, and the 1 Majesties. For our non-engine spells, we're main decking the 1 Call By and the 1 Crossout. Now that this card's at 1, it's always in my hand. I've even had games last week where I end up having both in hand. Don't know how, but I won games when I resolved them. And then, of course, the best part of the deck, the amount of hand traps we play. So we're going 3 Ash, 3 Valor, which is also technically a starter, but a horrible starter at that. The other horrible starter, but mandatory 3 Droll and Lockbird. 3 Nibiru. We are rocking the 3 ogres because it's good in the mirror. It's good in some other, obviously, like random rogue things that rely on like continuous back row. It's also good into like duo drive and things like that for our Rizio matchup. The 1 Magnamut and the 1 Baldrake and the 3 Imperms. So again, we're able to fit a lot of non-engine in this deck. Obviously, we don't have too many normal summons. I'm hoping to fix some of that with some stuff coming through the mail. And then we will get right into the extra deck. There have been no changes for this from last week, but in case you've never been here before, we got 2 Spirit with Eyes of Blue, 2 Hieratic Seals, 2 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragons, 1 Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, 1 Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, 1 Lightstorm Dragon, 1 Golden Cloud Beast Malong. This is one of our Ultimate Slayer targets. For our fusions, we have 2 Tyrant Dragons. Honestly, this, besides like obviously Spirit going first, this is probably the best card in the extra deck. This card just wins games on its own sometimes. Like, obviously not turn 1, but on like turn 3. The 1 Neo for targeting protection. And then for our XZs, still running the 1 Indigo. I think this is going to change down the road, especially if certain things I get through the mail come through. But for right now, we're running him because he can come up, just not as much as it used to. Oh shoot, we got a man down. All right, only 10 minutes later, I dropped this card and it went into the void. And then the Meteorologic Aggregator for our Ultimate Slayer target. And then for the side deck, for going first, the 3 Solemn Strikes. And I usually replace this with, obviously mostly the Nibirus. Sometimes I keep one of the Nibirus in as a crossout target. So like 2 of them be in Nibiru, 2 Nibirus, and then like I'll replace this with another crossout target. But this is really good, especially with Tyrant for Tyrant control. Our generic back row removal. So we have our 1 Harpies and our 2 Lightning Storm. It'd be pretty illegal if we play 2 Harpies. The 3 Ghost Spell. This is the main reason why I decided not to add in DD Crows at this point, just because between the Bestials and this, it's pretty much enough to stop like an opponent's graveyard from doing things. And plus our in-engine Spirit as well. So this Spirit Dragon plus Bestials, the opponent's not playing in the graveyard if you get them all. We have, and now for our Detonator Hate, technically, this can be used for other things, but we have the 3 Ultimate Slayers and our newly acquired 3 Metaltronus. Again, we need to be Detonator because that is the thing that solos us. So hopefully this week we can see some success. Again, not many changes, but hopefully enough where we can get over some Rizio decks. All right, so round 1, we play against Blue Eyes with some Max Metal Morph. We lose the dice roll. We open up with Veil or Nib, so we're able to stop our opponent, and then honestly, we just kill him up on the next turn for the OTK. Game 2, we only open up with an Ogre for interruption. The Ogre's able to stop the extension with True Light. We pop the True Light with the Ogre. He still ends on Spirit into Ulti Spirit on our turn. We're not able to kill, but we still pass with interruption with Jet, Ultimate Fusion, Tyrant already on our field. Our opponent's not able to play through our Ultimate Fusion pop on his turn, so we win the game there. Round 2, we play against Rizio Fiendsmith with some Mathmech tech thrown in there. Game 1, our opponent kind of bricks. He ends up summoning out Circular, and he sets 3 back row. Because obviously the back row is going to be interruption, so we aren't able to kill our opponent, but we still end up on a Spirit, and We ended up playing a really long grind game this game one. It was basically just spirit control, stopping his fiendsmith plays because he was not seeing any of his Ryzel stuff. So it was pretty much a spirit and a Neokaiser beatdown. And eventually we win the grind game. Game 2, opponent ends on Caesar with the fiendsmith trap. We honestly have the hand to push through this. The thing that actually killed us here was a set called by on our maiden, and that literally killed the entire play. So we lose on the called by. Game 3, we get nibbed, but we still end on a Majesty, 2 Veilers in hand, and a Droll. So I'm still pretty comfortable. We get harpied, so we end up Majestying his Nibiru. Opponent goes for Engraver effect, which resolves, but then we Droll on resolution, which pretty much halts every play he has. He passes turn, we do a little bit of damage, but we're not able to kill. By the time we pass back, the opponent, I think by the time we pass back, the opponent was down to about 1,500 life points, if I remember correctly. Unfortunately, our opponent didn't have enough time. He's able to clear our board enough, but not do enough damage in enough time. Time is called basically during his like draw phase. And unfortunately, like if he just had like even just like a couple more minutes, he would have won. But fortunately for us, we take it here thanks to a really long game 1. Round 3, we lose the dice roll again. We're playing against Ryzel Fiendsmith. Game 1, our opponent gets into so many hand traps via Cross and Dugares. He ends on a Desiree and a back row. Unfortunately, we get drolled and then ashed on Roar, so we just can't play. We just scoop. Game 2, we get Perilliad, so what we decided to do was I had enough interruption in hand. So we just end on a vanilla with a set call by and some hand traps. Opponent goes Fiendsmith route, but we have the Ash to stop him on the Requiem, so he passes. We get Perilliad again on turn 3. So we make Tyrant, not playing into Perillia. Mind you, we haven't given our opponent a draw on any of these Perillias. We do a little damage, and we pass with another Veiler in hand. Opponent eventually slayers our Tyrant on next turn, sending Desiree, but we have that called by for the Desiree. So the opponent's not able to play anymore. Opponent passes. We try to do some maiden plays to go for game. It gets Druid Swarmed. So we opt to pop the Druid with the Ultimate Fusion, and we negate with the Spirit we end up making on board. After that, we get nibbed. So the opponent tries to get into Requiem by making Moon. We pop the Moon with Majesty, and it's just GG from there. Game 3 at choke. This was probably a game I should have won. Our opponent opens up by normal summoning Sword. We imperm, knowing that that's probably a weaker hand. So he ends on a Sword in 1 back row. So we get into Tyrant. We don't have the greatest hand, but we get into Tyrant. And we are able to use True Light to get into Majesty. Or I'm sorry. So theoretically, we get into time. We forget to reset the imperm that we had used, and I also forgot to use True Light to get into another interruption, which honestly cost us the game. If we had enough interruption, we probably would have won this game. Unfortunately, that's on me. Round 4, we finally win a dice roll. Game 1, we end on Spheres, Veiler, Ultimate Fusion, Magnuma, and a called by. Our opponent is not playing through this. He ended up ending on a toy box with 2 of the toys as set back row. We go into the Light Storm Dragon. We pop his back row. We have the mag for the tank when he tries to bring it back. The opponent just scoops right there. Game 2, our opponent goes full board. We're able to try to hang on for a few turns, but we can't outgrind it. The Silva is just gross. Every time we try to Bestial, it just stops. Every time we nib, it just stops us. So we eventually just lose that one. Game 3, we end on Spheres. We have mag again. Like, having mag is just nasty. So we end on Spheres, we end on Spirit, we have mag, we have Imperm, and we have an Ogre in hand. We have so much interruption. So I'm comfortable enough. Our opponent gets 2 bodies on the field. I bounce back one of the bodies with Spheres because I know I have the Ogre in hand for any continuous spells. That stops the opponent right there. Our opponent apparently opened like all monsters, so he couldn't send any spells. So during the opponent's end phase, because we got mag, we ended up getting Baldrake. We got Baldrake, Maiden, and Alt Blue Eyes all in the field during the opponent's end phase, so we could not play into Nib on their turn to go for game, and that's exactly what we did. All we did was make Spirit. Went to battle, just swung a couple times, and then True Light the Blue Eyes back during battle phase, and just swing. And that's GG's. Alright, so we finished second place. We finished 3-1. Again, deck feels really good since deconstruction. Our options today, like the Meltronus, didn't come up, but we didn't even see Slayer today. We didn't really see any of our too many of our side deck things besides like certain hand traps, things like that. But otherwise felt good. Honestly, there's a really good chance we went 4-0. I don't know what I was doing in round 3 in game 3. I literally just threw it. But it is what it is. We live and we learn. So we did get some prizing. So let's go take a peek and see what we got. All right, so we got 4 packs of Stampede for coming in second place. So let's get ready to these. I'm pretty sure out of the other people that got prizing, no one somehow pulled a QCR. So I'm hoping we at least get one out of these packs. And if we do get one, hopefully it's a good one. So I'll put the nostalgia to the back. So our first pack, starting with Splash Mage, Ultra Ghost Ogre, Drytron. Wow, there we go. QCR Zealantis. All right, that is going to be great trade bait. And then a Platinum Secret Rare Constellar Diamond. So I'll put the Plats here, and I'll put the QCRs here. Anything of interest, I'll go to the side as well. All right, so not too bad for the first pack. All right, second pack. Christian Kwan. We have a regular ultra rare Bone Party. Regular ultra rare Chamber Dragon Maid. Mermail Bispike. Oh my god, back-to-back QCRs. QCR Winged Dragon of Ra. Alright, so we are hitting these QCRs back-to-back. This is what happens when you have a drought of prizing. We're just getting showered. If I can get this pack out, that'd be great. Alright, so to the back. We have Zodiac Barrage, Luna Light Leo Dancer, Apprentice Illusion Magician, Alcyon Invoker might make an appearance, and Platinum Secret Rare Galaxy Soldier. Alright, last pack, baby. I'd say last pack magic, but we've done pretty good so far, but I guess we could always do better here. Alright, so we have the Luna Light Perfume. Back-to-back Luna Light Perfumes. Trap Trick Sarah. Evilton's Kill Skill. And a Platinum Secret Rare Castel, the Skyblaster Musketeer. Alright, so not bad for prizing. Don't know what these are offhand, but I'm sure we'll find out in a second. Alright, so not bad for prizing. 2 QCRs out of 4 packs. One of them being, I was just looking, was around like that $35 range, the Winged Dragon Raw. So can't really complain. The Zealantis is around $5. So if we can move that stuff for things we need, that'd be amazing. So for next week, big shakeup. Next week we have Alliance Insight should be legal, so we're gonna have to prepare specifically for the things coming out in there. We've heavily made our deck against Rizio because that was our biggest thing. But I have a feeling that Malice is going to be the #1 deck in the room. So we will have to plan accordingly next week. So I'm thinking making some big changes for next week, and I'm excited to see what we have going forward. So if you guys are liking the series, please give me a like, comment. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. If, like I said in the last video, you could always unsubscribe if you're not feeling the channel. Thank you guys, and you guys have a good one. Peace.